Since 2017, I've looked at people's blood. I kind of know what is supposed to be there, what it's supposed to look like, and what I'm finding lately has more things in it than it should. All I can say is, this is what I'm finding, and then the first thing a client is going to say is, what do we do about it? And I don't have that answer, and that's why I'm reaching out. My name is Kelly Bacher. I live in Campbellford, Ontario. I am a live blood analyst. I'm a practitioner that just helps people analyze anomalies in the body, and then we give, like, say, a meal plan or a supplement regime to help them feel better. I had an influx of people that were like, we really need this done because we're being told there's nothing wrong, and they just knew there was something wrong. These things that I'm seeing, which I have sent video and still pictures, they're illuminated. They glow green, and they self-assemble. And when they are morphed into whatever organism I'm looking at, they look crab-like or squid or like something. It looks like tentacles, segmented tentacles, kind of like a spider, but I never saw those things before. Never. And then there's the metallic kind of looking pieces that will eventually degrade but turn into a living thing that I don't even know what it is. If I shut my microscope off, they go almost dormant. And then when I turn it back on and the heat's up and the lights are on, then we're dead 1 minute, and then you'll just ever so slightly see them move. And then before you know it, it's all a buzz again. That's not normal. When blood dies, it dies. These things aren't dying. And it's scary. When I first noticed, it was like bubbles. I don't know if you've ever seen mold spores develop, like where there's like a few bubbles and then all of a sudden bloop, you see another one, and they're kind of like growing. At first, that's what I saw, and I do believe I sent that picture to you, and they just kept bubbling. But then the smaller bubbles kind of connected, causing a chain. And then other chains joined it to make almost like a network. It was very bizarre. That was one of the anomalies. The other one was the metal fragments. Well, they look metal. I can't say they are. I can't conclusively say that. They broke apart, and as they were disintegrating, strings or legs, or I'm going to use the word tentacles because that's what it looked like. It looked like a baby squid. I've never seen this before. I will take a capillary prick drop of blood from Bob's finger, very similar to what you would do with a diabetic to test their sugar, and I will place it on a cover slip, and then subsequently a glass slide to put on my microscope. There is a camera on it, so it is put up on the monitor behind me. When you go to the hospital, it's dead blood. They will actually stain it with something and it kills it. Whereas this, it will actually act on the slide as it would inside your bodies.
Are you concerned about what she might find today?
Not so much. I figure I'm okay. Doesn't matter what she finds. I'm still going to continue to move forward. So.
Rock and roll.
All right, so here we go. Oh, your hands are pretty warm too. So this will hurt.
Ow, ow, my God, no.
Oh, actually, you don't bleed very easy. Let's put your hand down a little.
Oh, there it comes.
I can't squeeze or else it will damage the red blood cells. And so we may need to maybe do the other finger. This doesn't seem to be coming at all. Like at all. Okay.
Oh no, I don't have blood.
Nobody makes Bob bleed his own blood.
Here we go.
I have 2 sore fingers.
Oh, this one is going to bleed, no problem. So I just take a cover slip, like so. That's all I need.
And I'm good.
You are good. And then we just pop it on there like that. And that's what I'm going to look at.
Sweet.
I can already see, I've lost my pointer. Right here, there's a little anomaly in the middle there. And it,
yellow kind of...
yeah, with little spikes out from it, kind of. I can actually see if I can... There it is. So here's a couple little guys here. See if I can get it in. So this one right here, it means liver congestion. And a lot of times you'll see it almost looks like a haystack where they're kind of stacked on top of each other. This one's pretty normal as well. These are called target cells. Usually refers to or is indicative of a lack of iron, B12, that sort of thing. The things that are floating around is actually just undigested food. And that usually takes care of itself. So if somebody was presented with this when they first came in, I would generally say, oh, you probably need a digestive enzyme. It just helps to break down the food a little better so it doesn't stay floating around in the system. So here's a little more congestion. This is some of the stuff that I've been seeing, but it's not abnormal. It does kind of clog up the blood a little. It's usually because your liver processes everything from what you breathe, you drink, you eat, even sometimes what you feel. All of our hormones and emotions go through our liver. And if they're not processed properly, then little piles like this will start up. So we'll just keep going. There's a nice white blood cell right there. So this really bright, this guy right here. This really bright guy, this is a white blood cell, and I'll drop my light just a little bit to kind of give you an idea. If I can, there it is. So it's not so bright right now. These are the guys, they're actually the garbage men of our blood system. So they go around and they will clear up cholesterol, undigested foods, if there was any red blood cells that are starting to decay and they need to be recycled because your hemoglobin is recycled. This is the guy that does that, and he looks like he's pretty active. You can see a little bit of shimmering up on the top, and that means that he's active and moving. Not very much, but he still is, because if they're complete circles, it means they're inactive and that the immune system's being hampered in some way. Here is some of the anomalies that I have been seeing that we didn't normally see, and it's these things. They kind of look metallic. And I can make them bigger later on in the analysis. Now these ones are a little different because when I first noticed them, they were green. They were almost, not yours, in my past ones. They illuminated like with a green behind them, kind of like this guy's illuminated with a yellow. They had this weird color to them. And I've not seen that before, so I reached out to a few people. They are also seeing it, but they're not sure what it is. I sent it to my professor as well, and he had never seen anything like it either. This is what it looks like. Remember I said on the phone it looked like a metallic sphincter, and we had a big laugh about that. So it does kind of look like a sphincter. This was the thing that started to break up and be smaller pieces, and then it evolved into something that I'm not sure what it was.
And this is as the blood was breaking down.
Correct. Yeah. Well, the blood's not, well, it's starting to. You can see it's not perfectly circles anymore, but this blood is still alive and active, and it's already there. I did wash my slides, and I have recreated this entire thing on every single person, and I will find some of this in everyone now. I never found it in the unjabbed before, and I am now, including myself, because I look at my blood all the time. So there is a couple of little bubbles that I've started just over here. I'm just going to take these gloves off. I don't need them anymore. And that could just be excess sugar, fermentation, that sort of thing. Usually indicative of like a candida or something like that, which can cause yeast infections.
Have you been eating candidas?
No.
Candy?
Oh,
I like sugar.
I'm a pop drinker.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that could be the excess sugar.
You caught the Pepsi variant.
There's a couple of bubbles here, and it is coming out of this. This is normally like liver congestion, but this actually looks like it could potentially build one of those chains.
And this only happens when the blood is breaking down.
Yes, it seems that these things are more noticeable once the body starts to decompose. And the only thing that bothered me was you would think that the anomalies would also decompose, but they are not. They do change, they do morph into something else. I still don't know what that is. So currently, I am not seeing other than the tiny little bit of a chain. So what I can do is I can take the end of my pointer and I can stress the sample. And then we can look at it again and see if there's anything, because you can see there was really nothing floating around in the system. The background is basically just black. There's a couple of things, like there's a couple little things. It could be undigested food just floating around. I will stress it, turn it back on, and see what happens.
Cool, let's try it.
Okay. So now, as you can see, there is stuff floating. I didn't kill them all, as there's one still there, but you can see these things. These longer things, those were inside the red blood cells. We have that normally, but they don't normally evolve past that form.
So those little things, they don't evolve normally, they don't move, but what you've seen is that they've been forming chains and forming shapes like scorpions or crabs.
Yeah, like bizarre things. I'm not sure if you caught it on camera what they looked like, but those things shouldn't be there. Now bear in mind I've stressed the sample, so it will be moving quite quickly. All of those things should not be swimming in the blood. Normally, liver congestion, those really don't move. You can see this bypasses it, but these things here, these longer ones, not the tiny ones, but like that, they almost look like little tiny, I'll say worms for lack of a better word, but
They shouldn't be moving.
they shouldn't really. Yeah, like that's a lot. Like we do have some, but this kind of means that the terrain is so stressed right now, and there's one of the bubbles. The fact that they're just shapened irregularly now is pretty normal because I've broken a lot of them. I'm just trying to see if I can find bubbles. So here's a bunch of bubbles. So these ones are the red blood cells, but these things forming here, when they get into masses like that, that's where I found that they started to evolve or morph into something else. Now it hasn't started yet. It could happen while we're sitting here. It may not. When blood dies, it dies.
So we're going to test my blood now. I have not taken the experimental medical treatment. Yeah, I already made this joke, but normally nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody! Yeah, you know, if shedding is a thing, which a lot of people say it is, then I expect to find some anomalies in my blood too, because I haven't shied away from anybody who's vaccinated.
No, me
I haven't discriminated.
So these are your blood. This is your blood. So these are your red blood cells that are moving. Those really bright white, those are your white blood cells. There we go. Now you can see them. So even you yourself have a little bit of liver stuff going on. I would say protein. You're not digesting protein properly either. You've got this guy that looks like a lemon or a balloon rather than a complete circle. So that's a normal anomaly that we would find. That's just somebody's digestion not working at optimal thing. And I've noticed that everyone this day and age, they need digestive enzymes and liver support. And I think it's just because of the food that we're eating. We don't recognize it.
You booze, you lose.
If it's a practitioner, come forward. Bring your pictures. Let's collaborate and figure out what's going on. If you're a client or a patient that has been dismissed, or they're not listening, or it's in your head, or you're perfectly normal and you know you're not, come and see us. Make an appointment. Get your blood checked. At the moment, I don't have a protocol for these things because I don't know what they are. But I'm hoping that if I just keep talking and keep saying stuff, somebody will go, oh, I saw that too. And then we can talk, network all over the world. There's lots of people that do microscope work. There's no way somebody hasn't seen these. I'm not the only one. There's no way.